Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is the day we do I do my first barrel pick. I'm here in New Orleans. That's the Mississippi behind me, and way over there, there's the cathedral. So, about to head down to breakfast. Need to get some good food in me. Then my pick starts at 9:30 this morning. As I said, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. So, here we go. All right, we're here a little bit early, but we are at 7:3, as you can see behind me there. Getting ready to do our pick. We're here just waiting for them to get here so we can go inside and do that. I have some friends with me. I'll introduce them in a little bit so that I can, pick a good pick. I'm hoping that's the goal. Hopefully, Gnome will be here as well. Luca, the master distiller, is going to be here with us, and see how this goes. My first pick, so I'm pretty excited about doing this on my own for the first time. So, all right, wish me luck. Let's go in there. All right, we're just walking in. It's still closed, but I'm waiting for Luca to get here. But just kind of give you a little tour of the place. Nice big area. There's Gnome in the background over there. All these bottles here to choose from. We got a 4-grain, which I've not tried their 4-grain yet. Their other is their Bywater. We got a Luca's Thumbs Up. Is that like a monthly Luca pick? I'm gonna have to ask about that. Some more Bywater here. And some more of Luca's Thumbs Up. Here's their wall of some whiskey to choose from. Lots of good stuff there. Is this the one I like, the High Rye? No, that's the Double Oak Bourbon High Rye. Yeah, that's the one. That's one of my favorites, the one I love drinking from. And then they have their wheated up there as well. Looks like we get to taste whiskey if you want to while you're here. So there's some tasters for you. So we got some glasses, and of course in Louisiana you can buy some Gatorhead. So who knows? Maybe you can make a glass or something out of that, or drink out of that. Would be fun. Be Gator shot or something. So if you guys want to help share their story, here's their information. You can pause the screen and use that to share their story. Ooh, I missed this part in the beginning, but look at this. I've always wanted to do a wall like that. I love that barrel wall. And look at that area in the back there. Beautiful little seating area to enjoy some bourbon and some whiskey. And a very nice seating area in the back. So looks very, very nice back there. So we're in here, pretty excited. We're about to get started, so let's go that way. All right, I'm here with Gnome.
Hey!
How's it going, bud?
Doing pretty good, man. Y'all ready for some bourbon?
Of course we are.
Yeah, 9:30 is the best time to drink. That's science.
Hey, as I said, if you don't start in the morning, you can't drink all day, right?
Yeah.
So we're heading through the speakeasy bar here.
Yeah, so people
There's
always
Keith
ask,
P. Say wave, Keith P.
What's going on, Doc?
people always ask me, what do we do with the bad barrels? This is what we do with the bad barrels. They make a nice little wallpaper for us.
Yeah, I've always wanted a wall like that, so it's my dream.
You should have brought the missus, and then you could have maybe been like, look how easy it is. So this is the largest copper bar in the whole city of New Orleans. If you're calling me a liar, I want to see your measurements. This is where we do a lot of our tasting, and you can see a lot of our products right here. Now, I'll report for you guys. One of the, I call it the workhorse of all of our bourbons. It actually just won 2025 gold medal in blend of blended bourbon. And it also was on the 2024 best bourbon list. And it was one of only 16 bourbons that were under $100 on that list. So it was fighting some of the biggest heavyweights in the bourbon industry. And got a silver at the World Bourbon Festival. So
Nice.
you've had this before. This is their Bywater. So this is our little opening palate thing, just to kind of wake up the palate before we go into our tasting, because we're going to be drinking a lot of higher proof stuff. This is 93 proof. I cannot drink a Manhattan without this one, or an old fashioned. Really, really delicious stuff. That's why I call it the workhorse. It's kind of like a cheaper bourbon that you could drink by itself or in a cocktail. So I'm going to do a little intro. Luca's on his way. He got this is batch 6. So right now you guys are drinking batch 6, and we're gonna taste from batch 7. Batch 7 was the most recent thing Nancy blended. She came here for about 3 days, teaching us how to blend and all that stuff. Super cool experience, and I cannot wait for you guys to try that. I love all my children, but that one's kind of one that's on our roll.
You have a favorite. You have a little favorite now.
A little favorite, right?
Here's to wake up my palate this morning. Cheers, everybody.
So 73 stands for the 70s. New Orleans actually is one of the oldest cities in the United States, predating even the United States. So we have multiple brands are named after different neighborhoods in the city, except for the whiskey tree that's named after a national landmark in the state of Louisiana. So right now you guys are drinking the Bywater. The Bywater is kind of a new hit place. It's kind of gotten a lot of really cool bars in there and some really awesome places. I'm gonna let Luca tell the story on why we named it the Bywater, because he tells it a lot better than I do. But yeah, so what y'all are drinking is the 4 grain. It's made with wheat, barley, corn, and rye. So it's got a nice little black pepper kind of taste on the back end, and that nice kind of smooth bourbon that we know and love on the front end. Aged for several years. Because of our Louisiana heat, some barrels are ready before other barrels, so we don't really put an age statement on our bourbon because we have such volatile heat here in New Orleans. And then we had a random snow day last year, so. Yeah.
Did you try the barrels on snow day? I'm just kind of curious if that changed the profile.
Yeah, Luca went in and was just like, all the bungs started popping out so crazily because the pressure was so big. He was like, yeah, I'd walk around and see bungs on the floor. I'd tap one and be like, choo.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's, and that's what's kind of cool about our bourbon is that, as you guys know, bourbon, it goes in the barrel, out the barrel, keeps doing that over and over again. But it has like what they call a pause, is about 45 degrees when the barrels don't really have much movement. Well, I'm sure my New Orleanian friends understand is that we've never gotten to 45 degrees. So our barrels are always fluctuating, always moving through that barrel. And Nancy was talking about this when we were hanging out. Because as you know, Nancy grew her teeth from blending cognacs and brandies. Apparently a big rum person too, that was really exciting to hear. And she was saying that they love humid environments, brandy and cognacs. So that's why when you taste our bourbon, you start to get kind of a fruitier note than you would on another bourbon aged in Kentucky, because that humidity picks up those notes. Which is probably why I love our bourbon, and also because I'm biased, but that's, I think. That's you already finished it.
I'm warming up my palate. I want to make sure it's nice and warm. No, I like it. It's really good. I don't think I've had Bywater yet, so that was the first time we trying it. And for a 73 proof, lots of flavor in that.
93.
Oh, 90 proof. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. 93 proof.
73.
My bad.
I gave you a Crown Royal. I didn't. Yeah.
See, you make mistakes. It's not 73 proof. The 73 is on bottom, but it's not 73.
It's okay.
I put the glasses back on. That's why they're not supposed to be on my head, on my face, right?
But yeah, we have, we're going to be tasting at least 4 barrels, maybe more. And we got a couple of finishes for y'all to taste, and we have a couple of pure ones that I was tasting. So it's going to be really cool.
Nice. I'm excited. Pretty excited. Very excited.
How do you feel about finishes?
I like some. Some I don't, so you just never know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of really fun finishes, like in cognac barrels,
Yeah.
Calvados barrels. Yes.
All right, I want to introduce my team that's here with me today. We got over there at the end, Keith P. And then you guys might not know his face, but you know him from his rear end. I mean, from being the best backdoor guy in the business, Tom Black. We got Dorothy P, the luckiest bottle winner there is. And then Danny here, New Braunfels Bourbon, does about 6 to 8 picks a year and all bangers. And of course, Gnome's here to help us out to choose some good stuff.
So this is what we call the Lucas Thumbs Up Barrel. So a little story about the Thumbs Up Barrel. My first day, about a year and a half ago, Luca comes in and goes, he goes, Richard, we got to pick a barrel. I need my own barrel. And I was like, sweet, best first day ever. So we were drinking like 12 barrels, sipping. We get to this barrel, and he takes a sip, and I'm like, Luca, what's your notes? He just gives a thumbs up. And we're like, well, what is it you tasting? She's like, I just want to keep doing the thumbs up. So me, 12 barrels deep and a little bit of a dick, I drew a big thumbs up on it. Little I know is he loved the idea so much. So now this is the Luca's thumbs up line. Luca loves that 104, so it's at 104 proof. That's kind of the sweet spot for Luca. Luca also.
This is the weeded, correct?
Yes, this is the whiskey tree weeder. The first one was a 4 grain. This is now the weeded.
That smells
The
so
4
good.
grain, I would sell over 14 bottles a month. It was so good. This one I also like, so I'm gonna have to listen.
Wow.
That smells so good.
Yeah.
Bubblegum and chewy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. What's that taste? You hit it. The bubble gum is what I was trying to figure out.
No French. No
Yeah,
I was trying to figure this one out, and Danny said bubblegum and cherry. That yes, I definitely that bubblegum and cherry. So look at this bottle, available here. Thumbs up.
Only
Lucas thumbs
available.
up. Only available, sir. So guess what's coming home with me? Besides the barrel. All right.
Yeah, this one is.
Oh, I can see why he does thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a thumbs up for me too.
Oh yeah. 2 weeks ago, because we dumped the barrel and then I put the barrel back into storage and he couldn't find the thumbs up barrel and I had it on top of another barrel I found. He's like, "What are you doing? That's a thumbs up barrel." I was like,
I want to see this drawing of a thumbs up. Does it look like a thumbs up? Because it could look like something else pretty quick.
yeah. If you turn your head, it looks like the other thing. But all right, come on in.
Ooh.
She is a pot columns hybrid. She doesn't have a name yet. I want to call her Velma Louise, but they said that's a bad omen, so if you tear it up. Thank you for getting that joke. So yeah, we have a pot columns hybrid. It is powered by steam. It was funny, Greg's first day when we were distilling asked, how do you keep the temperatures the same in each pot? A little bit of luck and a little bit of maneuvering. So we actually heated up the steam right here, and this vapor's gonna start traveling. I mean, I know what I'm talking to. You all know the installation. Here's the copper. This is our condenser back here. And this cold spot right here. We usually use the pot for our cucumber vodka, whiskey tree, all the other bourbons. We really want to use the columns for our rum and when we have to distill vodka. Our fermentation tanks. So this is the only thing back here climate controlled. Besides, I guess the still is also kind of climate controlled. Because yeast are kind of like me. When we get cold, we don't feel like working and we're really lazy. But when they get too hot, they work overtime. And in this New Orleans heat, we don't want them to go crazy just eating, because then they'll release a stressful product. And also they eat all the sugars and go dormant, and opens them up for infections and stuff. So we keep it about 80 degrees, kind of nice and chill. 200 degrees, and we start throwing ingredients in, cooling it down, giving it that language starches come out and give those great flavors. Barrel's ready for you guys to do a little tasting from. But because we are below sea level, we get a lot of that humidity that makes that high proof. So we actually usually start out with 16, 20, So
These are
these
cabos.
barrels actually came from France. These are immigrant barrels, and for some reason the French put cheesecloth there. I don't know why, but we're kind of like this there. So these are our cognac barrels. This one is an Armagnac barrel, which is a brandy made from the Armagnac region, and then we have some Calvados right over there. These are also cognac barrels. This is where we age the Irish Channel whiskey. Kind of Nancy's pet project, the Irish Channel, where we take a 10-year-old Irish whiskey from Ireland, bring it here to the States, combine it with some of our USA whiskey, and then age it for 2 years in these big old cognac barrels. We also sometimes throw in some other stuff in it when we kind of feel a little crazy. Get it played now. I had Allie's touch on it.
When we pour like this, we want to pour you enough to where you can go back and forth. Never pass judgment on the first pour today or the first sip of a pour. You know, talk through this as we sip. You know, each pour I like for you to divide into 3 different sips. The first one just to get your palate acclimated. The second to start tasting. The third to truly pick up the nuances that us distillers and blenders hope that you pick up.
Yep.
You know, we have quite a variety of finish classics, because I really don't know where you want to be, but I want to make sure you leave here saying, wow, it's a tough decision between this one and this one, you know what I mean? And even if you got to think about it, you know?
Yeah.
And then we go out there, we're going to go out there and enjoy the whiskey tree.
Yeah.
We're going to go see that and be able to pour at the whiskey tree.
Ooh.
And become one with your senses, you know, when you have an outside environment and you kind of feel it. You know, when I say that you're tasting something, you're truly feeling it, you know, and I'll show you the differences between the two. It's a great, great experience.
Yeah.
Also when the history comes into play. So let's get a lot of this knocked out to where we can get settled in, get our palate settled in. And I hear y'all had a palate warmer.
Yeah, we did. So.
And then we'll move on and with our classics and then our finishes.
Perfect.
You know, as we go from there.
All right, we guys ready to drink some whiskey this morning?
Twist my arm, Doc.
Yeah,
my
twist your arm.
We're gonna go right to left or left to right?
We'll find out. All right, we're getting set up here. We're set up here to start tasting. They're doing the order we're going to be drinking it in, and I'm pretty excited. Ready to drink some whiskey at 9:30 this morning.
As a matter of fact, it's like, wow, you know, and that's truly where you develop your palate. And then you go into sipping. And look, you know you don't have to sip the whole thing that's in the glass. You sip it and you go back and forth to the other ones. We're going to talk through what each one of these pours are. The first one that we have is going to fall under a classic. Now, I don't know where your palate's coming from, if it's coming from coffee, if it's coming from water. I know y'all had a palate warmer, but you know, take a sip or two. We also have you know what? Let's get a couple of cups right here for skid cups for them. Also, just in case. I use this thing before, y'all.
What is it?
110.4.
And this is the high rye?
No, this is the weeded.
Or weeded?
This
Weeded.
is weeded, yeah.
Ooh, I like the way it hits that tongue in the beginning.
You know, the crazy thing is that it may not always be a full grain. It's going to depend. You know, but we're honing into the whiskey tree family. You know, whereas we had the Bywater 4 grain, when you have 9 different brands. You know what I mean? So all of our bourbon is becoming whiskey tree, and then we'll have finishes off of that. So what we did was we have our Black Pearl rum that stayed in the barrel for a little better than 4 years. And then we emptied that barrel and went back in there with the whiskey tree. As a distiller and blender is to always teach how to taste. Because look, man, I experienced so much in this distillery with my own palate and with Miss Nancy and over the time that we worked together, and you discover so much. And every time I sit, I learn. I want to pass it on because it's a joy. This is a gift right here to have. Our senses, and very few people know how to use them. So I say that because I want to go back to like all the bourbon clubs, you know, and it's high proof, high proof, high proof. And it's like, man, this industry is so multifaceted. From developing a recipe, a mash bill, to where to make the cuts, how to mature it before you even get on the market to sell it. But one of the biggest, if not the biggest part, is tasting. Then when you get into picking a barrel, why do we have to leave it at that proof? You know what I mean? Pick a proof that you like. And you know, every digit matters, every number matters. And imagine what that would be at 105. Maybe it would touch you a little different than it was at 101. That's why I wanted to bring that out, just so you could see. Say I wouldn't have brought that out. You'd be like, what the heck? You know, you thought that you knew what you liked, you know?
And you probably like something right between the two.
And it changes forth within your team and about where you should be. And we decided on 100 proof. Are we gonna stay at 100 proof? We don't know. You know, we listen to the feedback. Luca, how do you know what people like? Well, bring them in and we taste through. We talk about it. We talk about different blends, you know, and then we put them out there, you know. So let's compare the cognac to the rum finish. When they taste, they like, what sets y'all off is that brandy fruit forward nose and palate. So am I getting it just because it's a cognac finish? No, we got it on the double oak also. This is what this environment does. This deep southern sweet heat, this humidity, high humidity. Y'all, we'll come in here some days during the wintertime and you can see the spirit level in the barrels because of the barrel sweat.
I don't know, man. Wow. That's cool. You need to post that when that happens.
Did it change?
I will, because I've had people from Kentucky come in here and say, "What the hell is that about? I've never seen that before in my life." Y'all, I'm truly embracing.
I know what time of year you're talking about. It's getting ready to get that time too.
I'm truly embracing it because it's coming out on the palate. That humidity, you know. We're not like a Western environment to where it's dry and our proof goes up. We got such a strong humidity.
You get days in, it's like a flood in here, the cement's so wet.
If the doors are open.
It goes on,
We just take those opportunities to mop.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Because I have at the fire station. You got days where the trunk bay is, we can't keep it dry. It's just ridiculous because of the wetness, the weather influence, you know?
Wow, this double oak is damn.
Yeah.
Which one's that? It's the first pour of the double oak. The first whiskey tree double. When we get into steams and honey, that I don't want to give everything you're looking for in the first sip. I want you starving for the second and third sip. So it's going to be subtle in the aspect of my own team questions sometimes if do we have enough honey in there? Of course we have enough honey in there. We want people to think. We want people to want to sip again and let their palate evolve to pull out those flavors. You know? Remember, if something's beautiful, when it's subtle, it's way too rich if you have too much.
Yeah, is this what heaven looks like? Luca's taking us to bourbon heaven here, or whiskey heaven, I should say.
Nobody else can say that they're making bourbon 5 blocks out the French Quarter.
100%.
You
Yeah.
know, we don't have the bluegrass rolling hills of Kentucky, but yet people come down here and enjoy themselves, and they discover where all roads for bourbon end, all the way back to the late 1700s. You know.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This is my favorite. If you could bottle this and put it in a candle, I could sit at the house all day.
Oh yeah, there are a few candles, and there's a perfume that smells like this.
Oh, this is me.
My wife will put this perfume on. I'm like, you're wearing that bourbon one, aren't you?
She didn't want to.
They have one that smells like
She couldn't come down for other reasons, so she
Well, tell her
wanted.
we missed it.
Yeah, and she was like, when she found out we were going to Whiskey Tree, she's like, oh. I said, well, ask him next time. If he has time, maybe he could take us next time we're out there. So.
You got those tools, Richard?
All right, so we're gonna try just pop open a few, just try different things just to see what there is as well, change our palate, and then we're gonna go back and sit down and make a decision as well. So we're gonna kind of just try a few different things.
We're gonna buy a barrel.
We're gonna buy. Well, maybe I buy one and we split another one. Maybe we'll figure out something here because there's a few of them that we can't decide on. So that's why we're out here in this area, kind of trying a few extra barrels to kind of cleanse our palate, try some different things, and then go back and choose one as well. But if there's something out here we like, hey, maybe we get to choose that as well. So all right.
I want y'all to look. I want y'all to look at the color.
Here we go. Sorry.
And remember, you don't have to drink it all. Just dump it back on a barrel. Check out the color from it. Nose it. then I'll share with you what it is.
This would be a hard time.
It's a fun fact.
I am gonna give up medical.
Yeah. To form a bit of an opinion, and then I'll tell you what it is, you know. So I'll share with y'all a little story. I'm sure you've heard it before, but people ask me all the time, Luke, was bourbon invented in New Orleans? Well, I don't know, was it? Was it, you know? At the end of the day, people think Bourbon Street, and then they say it was invented here. Well, in the late 1700s, the French down here in New Orleans connected with the French in Kentucky. They said that they wanted some clear corn whiskey, right? Clear corn spirit. I know you're thinking, there ain't no French in Kentucky. There ain't nothing but hillbillies in Kentucky. But think about it. Bourbon County, Kentucky, Versailles, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, quite the French influence in Kentucky. So what they did was they took these sardine barrels and they charred the sardine barrels and they filled them with clear corn whiskey. They put them on rafts and it came down the Ohio and the Mississippi River all the way down to a little cut down here in New Orleans called the Bywater. Because back then we received everything by water. Bywater. So the French popped the bong in the barrel and they said, spoiled, no good, we don't want it. You know why? Because it was brown. So they broke apart their rafts, about the fastest horse that they could find, tout around the Native Americans and the British, back up the Natchez Trail to Bourbon County, Kentucky, to tell them that the French weren't happy. The client wasn't happy with what they sent. Then came 1805, when they invented the paddle wheeler. You ever seen those old pictures of the paddle wheelers with over 1,000 barrels on them? They were coming down the river in less than 3 weeks down to New Orleans. So when the French popped the bong in the barrel down in the Bywater, they said, this stuff isn't as brown as the first stuff that we got. But we learned that we like the brown stuff better than the not so brown stuff. Then came Prohibition, 1920 to 1933. Nobody could buy, sell, and manufacture liquor. So it caused it to stay in the barrels even longer. When those tourists were coming down down a river in those paddle wheelers, they were getting off in the quarter. They were getting back on those paddle wheelers, telling the bartender, give me that Bourbon Street whiskey. Give me that whiskey that bartender on Bourbon Street gave me. Give me that bourbon. So I'll be the first to tell you, we may not have invented bourbon, but without New Orleans, bourbon doesn't become what it is today. How about that?
Cheers.
Cheers to bourbon.
Cheers to
So
bourbon.
where does that story come from? It comes from just about every distillery you go to in Kentucky. You know why? Because they've always been grateful and shared how grateful they are for the most heavily sought after market for bourbon all the way back to the late 1700s, and that's been New Orleans. And you know why? Because God gave us livers that nobody else has. Cheers to bourbon.
Cheers to bourbon.
Story of bourbon. Something that I made out of all Louisiana grains, corn, wheat, from Louisiana in this distillery, and I put in a barrel March of 23. So March will be what, 2 years?
Yeah, that actually tastes older.
A little better than 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's young. Judge it for what it is.
No, but it doesn't taste young.
It doesn't taste
Thank y'all. Thank
It
y'all
doesn't
for
taste
that.
young.
And that proves a point
I hope that wows you.
about the climate
Yeah.
in the South. That's Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, all the southern distilleries can get bourbon to taste just as good, if not better, than some Kentucky bourbon in this climate.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a lot of friends in Kentucky, and they make absolutely amazing bourbon.
Yes.
And I'll be the first to tell you that our bourbon's just different.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
different.
And your job
I'm
is
not
to
saying
enjoy bourbon for what it is.
100%.
And just like
everybody's palate is different.
Yep.
That's right. But Dr. Pat Heiss says you can make bourbon all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to sell it, it's got to be made in Kentucky. But if you learn how to make bourbon in the environment that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and listen to your clients about with the feedback, you can make a good quality product.
Oh, yeah.
This is the weed.
Like a professional do that.
We enjoy what we do, brother.
Yeah, if you ever need a chiropractor / nurse practitioner to work here, you let me know.
There you
I
go.
will jump over here.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Look at that color.
Oh yeah.
This is from March of 25.
March of 25. So what were we talking about this one? So this one was in March
Of 25.
25. So
25.
this year.
This year.
But look at that color on this. Look at that color. And as we're smelling it, it kind of smells like a little bit of a tequila, but it's very sweet on the nose as well. Yeah. So
We got a little bit saltiness, salinity to it. A little bit. Navidad said it, and then it's yes, you could smell it. I haven't tasted it yet, guys.
well, let's go for
Let's
that.
go. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's taste this one.
I can drink that straight. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It tastes so sweet though.
And it's very sweet on the palate.
Very sweet. And
Yeah.
this is the Whiskey Tree High Rye, guys.
Yeah, and so it's like it was put in this year, but honestly, it tastes almost like a 2
Yes.
2 to 3 year old. It doesn't taste like it's a few month old.
Yes.
You know,
Months
it's not even a year old yet, but it doesn't taste like that because of the climate here that we've been talking about. The climate has changed it so much. So, that's good.
It's only 8 months old.
Yeah,
8 months old. 8 months old.
8 months old. Wow.
Wow.
All right, here Gnome is showing me
You want to see how much of an artiste I am?
Let's see his artisticness. Oh yeah, okay, that does look like a thumbs up. Thank goodness. I was kind of worried.
Only one Tylenol. After one Tylenol.
Oh yeah, why not? Let's throw honey in there.
That's the one I wanted to do last.
She drinks it.
All right, so this is another honey fish we're trying right now. Not as honey on the
I got
nose,
the honey in the palate. I got the
more waxy,
It does look like honey.
but
The look of it, it does look like honey.
This one comes.
but on the palate, that is a different palate. I like that palate. All right, it's coming down to the last part of this, and he threw in this extra honey that's just, I'm loving it. So we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna talk as a group and kind of get a pick going. So whatever we pick, can't wait to share that with you guys. Cheers. All right, we're down to the last decision, so we're kind of gonna come out here and kind of discuss what we want, and then we're gonna go make a decision in there. I'm down to the cognac and the Calvados. The cognac's my favorite, but the Calvados just has such a long finish that I think the group's kind of going that way, but we'll see what we end up picking out. But then he threw in that honey finish at the end, and that honey finish is just, it's enough honey to be honey, but not overpowering the whiskey as well. So it's gonna be a tough decision, so we'll see what we end up coming up with.
It wasn't easy. We've been here with Old Fashioned Ways plus Dr. Martinez putting us to the paces. Man, 4, 5, 6 different barrels to try. The last honey finish was close, but my vote's for the Calvados.
And Richard's handsome.
Yes, make sure you include that. Richard, let me tell you, man.
One.
Okay, so we had 4 choices and 3 additional choices. My first choice for myself would be 3, which is a cognac finish. It was 109.5. It had the baking notes, it had the sugar, it had a great mouthfeel, not necessarily the nose was good, but it was good, and I like that. However, for everyone, it would be number 1, which is the wheat, 110.4. It had a little burn, it had the spun sugar, the brown sugar, the banana on the back, and it gave a great mouthfeel. My third would be the Calvados. It had a great nose, really tannic on the palate. And then number 2, I did not like. It just did not hit at all for me.
So in my opinion, I've kind of said it, the Calvados is my number 1 finish, very sweet, kind of what I normally go to. Number 2, the second one would be number 1. This is kind of very smooth, very easy drinking, kind of Woodford Reserve, double oak type thing, so very good. The rum's kind of funky, weird. If you like really different, go for it. And the cognac's interesting. It's just finishes short and love it. So that's it.
Bam.
So, I guess I'm the last one on this journey here. We have tasted a double barrel wheated. We've tasted a rum finish, a cognac finish, and a Calvados finish.
And for me, on my palate, guys, the Cavados, the nose, the palate, the nose is just like smelling pancakes in the morning, really good. The finish just lingers on and on. I've been through it multiple times on these things. I do enjoy the rum. At first, yes, we all started with the double barrel wheated, and it was good. But when you go through it, it kind of tails off. The bourbon is a little strong, a more contender for me, my palate. I think people will enjoy the Cavados finish for what it is. Uh, it's basically what they say, fat guy whiskey. It's sweet on the nose. It's great on the palate. Lingers. Proof point is 112.4. It's not overpowering, but it just sticks. It just sticks and stays. My last pass through was not swallowing. It was sipping and spitting, and it's still the most one that stayed on the palate. So Doc's got a lot of hard choices on this one, guys, but my vote is barrel C416, the Cavados finished bourbon from 7-3.
Hello from Old Fashioned Ways. So I'm Monkey in the background. You're not used to seeing me. Doc decided to bring me on this barrel pick, his first barrel pick, and it's a tough one. It's a tough one. We started with some really good ones. I had my clear preferred one, which was the one in a cognac finish, and I thought nothing was gonna knock it off of that until we had a taste of that fourth one. So Doc, I know it's gonna be a tough decision for you, but personally, I would go with that Cavados finish. It is delicious on the nose. It gives you that buttery, that pancake smell to it, and then you taste, and it just stays the same. It does not linger. It does not differ in any way. It is absolutely delicious. So I think every bourbon enthusiast would go with that Cavados finish.
All right, so we finally did our pick. We got a pick going. So it's gonna be coming out soon. You're gonna find out what we picked. So it's pretty interesting, pretty exciting, and Danny here helped me pick it out too as well. So
Brothels bourbon happened some of it too. So
yeah. So you get
2 picks actually.
breaking news. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So here we are out here at about to go out into the swamp out there. We're gonna go check out Whiskey Tree. So I'm pretty excited about that. Never been out there. It's historic. We'll talk about it. We'll tell the story. There's a lot going on out there. So we just ate some food. I already have my barrel picked, so that's gonna be a surprise for you guys. And let's go out there. Cheers. Look at that beautiful view out here in the swamp. What more can you want in life?
I told Doc this earlier. Welcome to Louisiana. Welcome to the Woods. Welcome to
All right, me and Nomad, Whiskey Tree.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I didn't drink it.
That's that.
Oh, that's so good. That is
So I talked y'all too. It is truly its location. You know, when you think back of between 1920 and 1933, nobody could buy, sell, and manufacture liquor in the United States, right? New Orleans has a problem following the rules, and always has had a problem following the rules. So it wasn't until 1924 when Izzy Einstein showed up, a federal agent, and he was performing an experiment. Where can I get the quickest cocktail? They said that he showed up at the train station, caught a cab, asked the cab driver that question, and he reached under his seat and grabbed a bottle of bourbon, and it was 36 seconds. We chuckled about that, but the truth is it wasn't. A month later, 100 more federal agents showed up into town and shut down 86 establishments, locked it down. So when you see our bottles, the story's told on the bottle. We have the whiskey tree itself. Below this tree, we have 2 pirogues. One is just a person in it. That's the bootlegger. Bootlegger coming from the city of New Orleans, taking the high road, the same one I was telling y'all about, Doc, coming out. High road is Highway 90, the highest ground between Lake Pontchartrain and the Mississippi River. There's a shoal back there.
So they took it to the North Shore to 190 Trail, which led to the most beautiful black clear water bayou that leads to the Whiskey Tree. And when this water gets up where it needs to be, it gets black and clear back here. Absolutely gorgeous. So why the Whiskey Tree? Well, because the Whiskey Tree is halfway between New Orleans, the origin of the cocktail, and Kiln, Mississippi, which has always been considered the moonshine capital of the South. Yep. Kiln, Mississippi, K-I-L-N. That's where this P-Rose from. This gentleman here has all the goods in it. It's the moonshiner. I grew up in Pearl River, and a lot of ancestry, people's ancestry made shine. So when I tell you that story of Izzy Einstein, that federal agent, 1924, shutting down 86 establishments, y'all, prohibition was just prohibition. And then when that happened, the Honey Island Swamp, where you're at right now, became the highway for shine feeding the city of New Orleans. New Orleans made Kiln, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So right here, we force you to look at the quality of the juice inside of the bottle by looking at the exact scene that you see out here behind the tree line. We have all the information on the bourbon here. We even have the coordinates of the tree on the bottle. But the most important part of this bottle and this label is this right here. These two hands shaking. Because down here in the South, all deals finish with a handshake and maybe even a wink. Because during Prohibition, if you wanted a drink, you might just have to give them a wink. Because the waiters or waitresses had a flask right here in their belt buckle. Yep, behind their belt buckle. They had to have a certain amount of trust for you that he wouldn't get punished for giving out a drink. April 13th, 1933, they made it legal to make beer, 3.2 ABV. They said the beer trucks were lined up down Canal Street on that day, to sell beer. That day, 427,000 gallons of beer was consumed in the city of New Orleans, according to the Times-Picayune, y'all. That 13 years, people got very thirsty. Here's to y'all being here. Here's to the Whiskey Tree.
Here's to the Whiskey Tree.
Here's
Cheers.
to great living, y'all.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to you.
You could get a clean getaway.
In the road.
In the middle of the swamp.
Highway 90, yeah.
Highway 90.
And you would get lost. If you didn't know the area, you would be lost.
I got a Sharpie?
Go ahead. You gonna sign it? Danny? Danny's got his own Sharpie.
There we go.
I don't know why I'm carrying an empty.
I appreciate it.
Feel important.
When I used to run freight, they had forklift drivers would find a big box and put on their forks and run around in circles. And I'd be like, hey man. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, oh, you're busy. He goes, oh, no. And he drops the box and I peek in. I was like, yeah, good box.
Same shit. You should be carrying an empty box around.
Yeah. So you look
Sounds
busy.
like great. I look very good on that one.
That's not even your fucking signature. Okay, that's one.
Do y'all want to date it?
What's today's date? 10.
17. 10/17.
2025.
25. Hell yeah.
Do the same thing on it, Doc.
Come back to this one.
Yeah, put the date on it, Doc.
All right, I'll put a date on the other one.
Four grain taking a wheat mash bill or
What's up?
on the 4 grains of wheat and mash wheat and a rye blend.
Yeah. I think it's about 26 rye. At least one of the matches for him. Yeah.
So the only thing I need is like, can I get samples taken?
Yeah.
That's what I did, so I can share and sell it before it's even in bottles. Then we need to do a video together, make it
Yeah, I guess that's right at the bar. I was telling him we might as well just go have a drink to go drink here and then head to either Dovetail or
You want to call it?
Doing
have-
it
we
now.
have
Doc
Jewel.
gave me enough to-
Dovetail if we get there late. How many people we got reservations for?
Jewel LaSalle, and I don't know what you made. You made the reservations for Jack Rose.
Because she's not with us tonight, because
She's not with us
she has plans tonight, so I think I made it for 5 for everything.
Okay.
But pretty much 5 to 6.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll cry. It's hard to tell a grown man that he's crying, right?
So you get to hang out with us the rest of the day?
Yeah.